Welcome to be with me with Unit 3, Lesson 3. وإف you could choose any job من خلال Unit 3 Lesson 3 راح نتطرق إلى second conditional. We use the second conditional to talk about unreal situations. نتحدث بالشرطية الثانية بعد أن تناولنا zero condition اللي تتناول الحقائق، و first condition اللي احتمال حصول الأمر في الحاضر أو المستقبل. second conditional غير محتمل الحدوث في الحاضر أو المستقبل. We use the second conditional to talk about unreal situations. As example على الشرطية الثانية, if I had enough money, I would go to Britain to study. If she studied harder, she would pass the exams. إذا جملة if clause تكون بصيغة past simple، بينما الجملة main clause تكون بصيغة would plus infinitive of the verb. If she studied harder, she would pass her exams. If past simple would do مجرد main clause. If I were you, I would apply to 2 or 3 colleges. if clause تكون past tense، بينما main clause ممكن ناخذ would أو short form of would أو could plus verb stem. If you could choose any job as past simple استخدمنا من خلالها second conditional to talk about unreal situation، موقف أو مواقف غير حقيقية imaginary، مواقف خيالية من الخيال أو من الافتراض. نستخدم هذه الحالة من if الشرطية في المواقف الغير حقيقية أو الخيال أو الافتراض. الأحداث في هذه الصيغة لم تحصل في زمن الماضي، ما نعتبر أحداث finished action حصلت وانتهت، بل افتراض حصول شيء من الخيال. الافتراض والأشياء من الخيال ما نعبر عنها بصيغة المضارع البسيط ولا المستقبل، حتى نسمي second conditional غير محتمل الحدوث في الحاضر أو المستقبل. إذا نعبر عن second conditional بصيغة الماضي البسيط، ويكون المخطط التالي هو اللي يسهل لنا مهمة استيعاب الموضوع. جملة الإف subject الفاعل والsimple past الفعل يكون بصيغة الماضي البسيط. هاي بالنسبة للإف clause الجملة اللي تجي بعد الإف. أما المين clause فممكن استخدام الwould أو الcould plus base verb، وممكن أن أستخدم الإف clause في الوسط. بهالحالة أنزل subject would أو could وفعل مجرد if. بهالحالة إذا أخذت الإف بعد أن أنزل المين clause if past simple ما نحتاج إلى الفارزة إلى الكما. إذا تحتاجون كما فقط إن كانت الإف في بداية الجملة. Number 1. If I have a lot of money, I would buy a new car. Would plus base. إذا بما أنه بإيدنا المين كلوز تحتوي على would والbase of the verb، إذا لابد أن نستخدم past simple here. If I had a lot of money, I would buy a new car. لا نعتمد على أي ظرف زمني في هذه الحالة أبدا، نعتمد فقط على المعنى لأنه من الخيال. Example number 2. انتبهوا إذا كانت البي في جملة الإف clause فرح نحولها إلى was أو were بحسب الفاعل. Here if I were you، إذا كان الفراغ يتبع بيو فنستعيض بالsecond conditional عن البي بwere. أما بالfirst conditional إذا جت البي بجملة الإف تكون is أو are. بالشرطية الأولى البي بجملة الإف is أو are. بالشرطية الثانية if plus البي تكون was أو were. If I were you, I wouldn't ask his advice. Not ask, wouldn't ask. Number 3. She looked much nicer if she wore contact lenses. في هذه الجملة يفترض وجهها جميل بدون نظارة، هو موقف خيالي. إذن with the following she would look، بدينا بالمين clause. She would look much nicer if she past symbol للفعل wore. Wear base wore past worn past participle of the verb. Before he'd be more attractive if he shaved his beard off. والشرطية الثانية we have to change. البي هنا اجتي بالمين كلوز مو بالاف كلوز. بالمثال الثاني البي اجتي بالاف كلوز، فنشتق منها لو was lower او نحولها الى was او were. نمبر 4 البي اجتي بالمين كلوز، وبالمين كلوز بالشرطية الثانية يكون حنا would be، وبالشرطية الأولى will be. He would be more attractive if he shaved. Number 5. What you do if you find a snake in your bed? وشيء من الخيال. What would you do as a question? What would you do if you find, we have past, found. Number 6. If I play tennis, I would join the tennis club. Correct. If I played tennis, I would join. I would learn to parachute if my friends say she would do it with me. I would learn بتكون المفتاح بالمين كلوز would plus infinitive، فيحتاج نحول الفعل say إلى صيغة الماضي البسيط وتحويله إلى said، وهذا نموذج وزاري ب 2016. Number 8. Ali would be really happy if he can spend the summer holiday or the summer study in London. The summer studying in London, we can pay attention. Ali would be really happy if he would be plus adjective. إذن كان إلى past simple could spend the summer studying in London. If I choose, if I have or had computer, we could search the internet. وهذا baccalaureate exam 2015. If I had computer, we could search the internet. Number 10. If I were a king, I would travel a lot. Complete. If I were king, complete from your own words, so I can use if I were a king, I would travel a lot. Where would you choose to live if you could live anywhere in the world? For second conditional, where would you choose حسب الطلب. جملة المين clause would you choose، والif clause past للكان could. وبعد أن انتهينا من السكند conditional أيضا من خلال lesson 3 بactivity book page 56 we have the prefix this اللي تضاف إلى الverb وتعطي opposite of the verb. The opposites of many verbs were formed with the prefix الإضافة الأولية this. على سبيل المثال agree, disagree, approve, disapprove, like, dislike, obey يطيع, disobey, appear يظهر, disappear يختفي. عندكم واحدة من الكلمات أو الأفعال اللي تركزون عليها هو الفعل encourage، يعتبر من الشواذ. encourage بإضافة البريفكس this يجب حذف en في البداية، فتكون عندكم discourage. connect يتصل، disconnect يفصل، وplease يسعد، وdisplease لا يرضي. My dear students, let us go back for activity book page 54. Exercise B. With exercise B, pay attention. Activity book 54, unit 3, lesson 3. Write sentences in the second conditional using the verbs in brackets. Number 1. If I had lots of money, I would buy a race horse. وهو طالب منكم بالمنطق second conditional. مثل ما قلت لكم جملة الإف تكون past simple والmain clause with plus base verb. Number 2, I wouldn't have to spend so long on my homework if I had a computer of my own. Number 3, where would you choose to live if you could live anywhere in the world? Number 4, I would learn to parachute if my friend said she would do it with me. Number 5, if I were you, انتبهوا إلى وجود you بعد الفراغ ناخذ were not was. إذن if I were you, I wouldn't ask his advice about anything. Number 6, she would look much nicer if she wore contact lenses instead of glasses. Number 7, he would be more attractive if he shaved his beard off. Number 8, I wouldn't marry him even if he was aware if he was the last man on earth. Exercise C, ومواقف imaginary من الخيال وwork in pairs. Complete the sentences orally with your own ideas. وتكملتكم من خلال طرح أفكارنا ب such a sentence. والfour sentences second conditional. If I had my own car, I would take my friends on picnics every weekend. Number 2, if my father won £1 million, I would ask him to buy me a car. Number 3, if I had one wish, I'd live in a palace. Number 4, if I had 3 wishes, I would live in London, I would do a holiday, I would enjoy my time. With the following, write 100 or 120 words beginning if I was a millionaire. Use some of these ideas وكلها من الخيال. I take my family on holiday, I'd buy fabulous house. أمور كلها imaginary. I spend a year traveling. I'd buy chain of healthy club. تقدرون تستخدمون أي من wishes الموجودة بإكسرسايز دي. If you have 3 wishes, if you have 1 wish. So if I was a millionaire, I would take my family on holiday outside Iraq. I wish to visit the West to see the beautiful places there. I'd take my family to all big malls, the gardens and restaurants. Then I'd buy fabulous house which it has some modern furniture. Later, I would spend a year traveling in many Arab and foreign countries and islands. I'd like to see the modern cities, streets and highways all over the world. After that, I'd buy a chain of health club and form several teams in different games. Finally, I'd have flying lessons and buy my own plane to travel anywhere or everywhere I like. وإن شاء if I was a millionaire بعد انتهينا منه مو للحفظ لكن فقط اطلعوا على أمور imaginary من الخيال. prefix des اللي يضاف إلى الأفعال ينطي عكس الفعل. ممكن with this box on page 56 من الactivity book تحفظوا spelling إملاء. like, dislike, obey, disobey, trust يثق, distrust لا يثق, appear يبدو وdisappear يختفي, please or displease, connect يتصل وdisconnect يفصل, encourage discourage last one. وما نزال في موضوع prefix meaning the opposite ونروح إلى exercise B activity book page 69. activity book page 69 حتى تهيئوه كإملاء سواء بالactivity book بpage 56 أو 69. هو يتطرق إلى موضوع الإملاء بما يتعلق بprefix this اللي يضاف إلى الفعل وينطي عكس الفعل. بpage 56 اللي اعطيتكم اياه بالصندوق ممكن حفظ spelling الإملاء له. lesson 9 exercise B circle the correct answer. أيضا تكونون حافظين الديفينيشن لكل من البريفكس والverb. number 1 if you dislike something you section B. if you dislike لا يحب don't like it. number 2 if you distrust someone لا نثق. if you distrust someone you C don't have confidence in them. number 3 if you disconnect your TV you section C can't see the picture anymore. number 4 if you discourage someone أخذنا discourage we can use it from the verb encourage. Here if you discourage someone means A make them feel that they can't do something. number 5 if you disobey someone لا يطيع it means تعني section B don't do what they say. وأخيرا if something has disappeared اختفى you can't see it.